Hello everyone, it is Susan from Suehiles Art. Welcome. It's wonderful to have you all here with me today. So I'm working on the first prompt for the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery project, which happens to be for Christmas, so I'm doing the Christmas album, is a gingerbread house. So I have, and remember, I'm trying to keep things really simple for this particular album or journal because I'm going to be using it for my December documenting, and I just need something easy right now. So I've been keeping it rather simple. But anyway, so this is my thought process. So in this video, I'm just going to kind of share with you my thoughts on what I'm thinking of doing. And every month, Sarah and Rachel, they give a feature for that month. And the feature prompt for October is an envelope. So at first I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And then the more I thought about it, it just kind of came together. So I'm going to share with you my thoughts on the whole envelope. So let me move my journal to the side. So we're starting a whole new set of pages. So this is how big my journal is. And we'll have 4 separate blocks on here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to be working on this piece right here. So as you can see, this envelope, it's just a paper envelope. I grabbed it from my stash. And I know I want to cover it with fabric, but it's too big because I do want to put a pretty fabric on the background, right? So I don't want it all covered with the envelope. So I took the envelope apart, and I'm thinking I'm going to make it smaller. So even if I folded it up, maybe like on the bottom here, because it would normally fold here. Well, maybe I'll fold it up like that. That could be something. So then at least you can see more of the background. And my thought is that I'm going to end up making this a pocket. So, and I can keep, I think I can, for now I'm thinking I'll keep this, the flap on it. But, you know, and I could even actually do it like this and take that flap off. So, but I kind of like that I could have different patterns of the fabric, because if I did it this way, because I could have one pattern of fabric like on the 2 sides. I could have a pattern of fabric here. I could even have, you know, a different pattern of fabric under here, on top here. So I could actually end up using a lot of different fabrics. And I have a good amount of smaller pieces of Christmas fabric. So as I'm talking this through with all of you, I'm kind of liking this idea. So this would be open for the pocket. So this could be like a hidden type of place to journal, where I could, if I wanted to, put something that was more private in my journal. So I could do that. If I ended up having something that was taller, and if this stayed up like that, that would be okay with me too. But the point is, like, and I was thinking, well, let me just make an envelope just out of fabric, right? Because that would be easy. But I'm kind of liking the idea. I feel like it'll be more structural if I do it with an actual envelope. And I wouldn't glue it on. Like, I try not to glue fabrics. I mean, I almost never ever glue fabric. It's just like my own little thing. I don't think it's bad to glue fabric. I just, for me, because I'm trying to slow stitch, I want to stitch. Um, so I would stitch onto the envelope. So that is kind of my thought process. And maybe what I'll do is I'll kind of think about this a little bit, and maybe I'll even make it a little shorter so that I can see even more of the background. But that's my thought process on the envelope. So, and then for the background, I really like this stripe. And I was thinking of bringing in the stripe, right? So it would be, just a real rough look at what I'm thinking here. So I'm not going to cut anything just right now. I just want to get a feel. So that's how big it would be. And so then the envelope would go here. And on the envelope, I would use some of this fabric that I just got last week at the local fabric store. So I definitely want to pull some of this in. So maybe, well, no. Well, see, now I think what I would do is maybe put this red on this spot and maybe even on that side. But like I said, I have a lot of smaller pieces of fabric that would be great to use up. But as far as the gingerbread, I cut a piece of batting and I'm going to fussy cut. Well, I don't actually have to even fussy cut it. I have more batting. So if I need to make it bigger, I can make it bigger because this is a little short as far as the envelope goes. So, whatever way I decide to do it, but maybe what I'll do instead of fussy cutting this, let's see, like maybe I'll just actually put, I don't know, I'm going to have to cut this and see the best way that it'll fit on here. I think if I put it all the way to the end of the envelope, that the gingerbread house isn't going to be in the middle. So, well, you know what? Maybe it will. So I could actually do that. And I can feel the envelope underneath. So it would actually end basically here and here. And then the gingerbread house would be on this tall piece right here. It would actually work. I would just have to make the batting a little bit longer. So maybe that's what I'll do. And then that's going to give it even more of a structural soundness, right? By having the batting on there. I thought that would be fun. I don't use batting that often, so, but I do like it. So I thought maybe I would do that. So I'm going to cut a longer piece and then I'll just sew, because I was originally thinking, well, I'm going to cut out the gingerbread house and I would, sew it onto the batting. That's why I cut the batting this size for the gingerbread house. But now I think I need a bigger piece. And then, like I said, I don't have any of it pulled out, but I do have, let's see, I do have like smaller pieces of fabrics here from, past pages that I've worked on. So like if I even took these few right here, I could easily, like for this back here, like, I would cut it and sew it, but like these pieces could go on the back, on these little slits right here. And then I have like a piece like this. This could even go in there. See what I mean? It makes such a pretty backing for the envelope. So, and I know this isn't cut and it's a little hard to envision, but this piece would go over here and cover up that. And I don't know that I would actually use these exact pieces, but see, I think that that looks pretty, right? And it would cover up the envelope, the paper, but it would have the shape of the envelope. So like this would be, let's see if I can do this. It would be cut. This isn't going to be perfect, but it'll give a good idea. So that would be like that. This would be like this. And then this would be this shape right here with the gingerbread house on it. And then I'm going to put, like I said, some of the red, whether it is on the inside or the outside. But yeah, so something like that. I think that that is a really good plan. I do have, of course, you know, you end up with a ton of scraps, right? But, oh, and I love this piece of fabric. This is one of my favorite pieces of fabric that I have. I love this. I love it. Yeah, and I think maybe some of the reason is because the pattern is so small, but I really like it. So maybe I'll pull some of this in. I'll have to see. It'll work. It would work. So maybe I'll do that. Well, all right. So we have a good plan here. So that is my composition for the gingerbread house prompt. And I'm sure I'll work on it a little bit. And then next week we'll come back and we'll finish it off. And then we'll find out what the next prompt is. So it's all exciting. I love it. I love it. And maybe I can use some of this, what I call my gold thread, but it's really not. But I think it would look good with this. So, all right, we have a plan. So I will see you next Wednesday for my Roxy's Journal of Stitchery video. God bless everybody. Oh, and be sure to check out Roxy and Sarah. Their YouTube channel links are below. All right, bye-bye.